Sawadika.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I start my presentation, I would like to thank ZPO for inviting me here and for the warm hospitality. I'm really very happy to be here and to meet up with all the old friends from Taipei Zoo and from Hong Kong Ocean Park. Yeah. Okay, today I'm going to share with you how can we incorporate nature-based play into nurturing life skill in a zoo setting. And before I start my presentation proper, okay, maybe as they fix this, I'll just share with you a little introduction about who we are. Wildlife Reserve Singapore over here, this is we manage four parks, sorry. We have the zoo, the night safari, the river safari, and Jurong Bird Park. And as you can see over there, we have set up a new company 2 years ago. We are developing a lot of new attractions. We are building a new bird park. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Jurong Bird Park, which is located very far away from our 3 other parks. So we are going to build a new bird park at Mandai, and we are going to move all the birds over to Mandai so that we can all be in one area. We are going to also build a new park which is called the Rainforest Park. We're going to build a zoo school. I will talk about the zoo school later. We're going to have 2 new indoor attractions. We're going to have hotels, we're going to have glamping, and we're going to have a public recreational space where people can come to our part of our park without having to pay. So this is our development. Our parks, the existing parks which is under Wildlife Reserve Singapore, we have over 16,000 animals representing 956 species. So we do have a very, very precious collection of animals. A lot of them, 20% are endangered. This is our vision to be one of the world's leading zoological institutions that inspire people to value and protect biodiversity. And what we do every day we want to create meaningful and memorable wildlife experience for all our guests. And for us in education, our role is very, very important in delivering this. So this is what we care for, and we have got 6 pillars, triple bottom line. So basically, we want to care for the planet, we want to care for the people, we want to do well because we are a self-funding organization. We do not have any operational grants from the government, so we have to earn our own money in order to feed the people and the animals. So care for the planet, we want to provide world-class living, care for our living collection. We want to be a regional leader in conservation and sustainability. For the people, we want to attract the good people, so we want to have good HR practices, and we also want Singaporeans to feel very proud and have love and pride for our zoo, for our wildlife parks. For performance, we need to perform well. We need to create good guest experience so that they will come back again and again, and therefore we can be financially sustainable. They will pay the ticket, the gate money, and we can continue our business. Okay, so change, talk about change. Everybody needs change. Because of the zoo school, which is going to be ready in, say, 4 years' time, 3 to 4 years' time, we are relooking at how do we deliver conservation messaging and what is the zoo to our guests. How relevant are we today to our guests? In the old days, the zoo is a place where you get information about animals. But today, you can get those information on internet. So how can we make ourselves still relevant? And basically, we are talking about becoming a living classroom, and we need to really create wildlife experiences, immersive ones, so that people can connect with nature and eventually tell the stories that we want to tell about our animals and create that sense of wonderment. It's basically heart share, mind share and heart share, so that we can tug at the heartstring, and they want to protect wildlife. We talked about motivation this morning, Deborah, so it's really about increasing that motivation. So when we design outdoor learning, right now we are going through a whole stage of refreshing our programs. So when we design outdoor learning journey, we look at a few people, stakeholders. We look at what the schools want. In Singapore, the teachers are very pragmatic, very practical. They need you to help them fulfill certain objectives. What do they want? They want to fulfill learning objective. They probably are studying a theme on animals, on reptiles, on insects, or they are doing some community projects. For preschools, they also have to make sure that the learning journey is aligned with the framework, which is the Nurturing Early Learners framework, which I will share with you later. And for us at WRS, what do we want? We want to create immersive wildlife experience. We want the children to have fun. We want to spark a sense of wonder, and we want them to help us protect wildlife and be sustainable. And what do the children want? They just want to have fun. They want to play and they want to have fun. So before I go into the planning proper, this is from our Ministry of Education. So for teachers who want to come to our park, they need to at least look at all these 6 areas of learning, and they need to see how we can fit in there. We used to do STEM, we used to do STEAM, but we realized that those are very academic. What our children lack most is social emotional learning and social emotion. They can be very good, they all are scholars, but they have no social skills. And our ministers are so worried now. Yeah? So we need our children to be able to communicate, to be able to take other people's perspective. You have a view, other people has a view. How do you cooperate? How do you collaborate? Our children are very lacking in that. So, this is how we design our learning journey. We have, on this side, the framework. We could take all the learning areas, so we selected 3 that we feel that is most suitable. And then we incorporated the 7 essential life skills. Anybody heard of this 7 essential life skills by Ellen Galinsky? No? Okay, she has spent more than 20 years observing and researching children's development and parenthood. So she came up with this book called Mind in the Making. You can Google. She has concluded that every child should have all these 7 skills. And these 7 life skills is so important for every child to be successful. So we take that thinking, we match it with the framework so that the teachers can be happy, and even the parents can be happy, because who doesn't want your child to be successful, right? And then we apply our pedagogical tools to when we design our program. So we selected an element of choice. We give the child a choice. What do they want to learn? Of course, a lot of people say, you give the children too many choices, it's no good and that sort of thing. But some educators feel that they choose what they want to learn. They are more motivated to learn. And then we have a thinking routine called See, Think, Wonder. There are about 25 thinking routines, thinking strategies. We chose this particular one. So there are many routines, so you can choose one that is suitable for your own zoo. And then we added the play element to it. So we are doing some prototypes. We use the reptile for this presentation. I use the reptile garden case study. Element of choice. So we asked the children what would they like to learn more about. Is it the Komodo dragon or the giant tortoise? So they can make their choice. And then we apply the See, Think, Wonder routine. So the important thing is that we zoo educators tend to talk a lot, right? This routine requires us to keep quiet. You have to create silent time for the children to observe, and you have to ask the children, what do you see? The children has to describe to you. And then you can then build layers of interpretation. So the first stage is not to have interpretation, they just describe what they see. So I saw a big lizard, or I saw a boulder. They may not answer the questions that you think they may not give you the answers you expect. So you expect them to tell you, I see a big tortoise. They may say, I saw a big rock. So how do you facilitate that, right? So then you have to do the second part, where you have to layer interpretation and you ask them, what do you think is going on? And they say something like, I think this animal eats a lot of meat. Then you ask them, what do you observe to think that, to make you say such a thing? So basically, it's really making that connection and giving them an opportunity to do a bit of critical thinking. And then the other part to it is you ask them to ask questions. I wonder why it grew so big or something like this. Children usually mix up the two. So they mix up the think and the wonder initially, but after a while they get used to the routine and they will be able to do it. And then after that, you should invite the children to discuss. And it becomes very rich because every child has their own way of thinking, and then other children can add on some. They can ask questions, other children can provide some answer. So it makes the discussion very rich. And then we incorporated what we call loose part play. This is something that is not done by an educator. In fact, this term is coined by an architect. So what it does is that you use anything that is loose. Alright, a string, you can have different things. You have lots of buttons, pebbles, twigs, leaves and all. You can have recycled material, and you just give it to the child. So a pebble can be anything. And if you can see here, the child has created, an animal has created a butterfly out of loose parts. So it's open-ended, the children can create anything, they can be really, really creative, right? Okay, so for the Komodo dragon, we ask the children, after they have seen, they have thought, they have wondered, we ask them to make observations, so they have to be focused. Remember the 7 skills? One of them is to have self-control and to be focused. So they have to keep quiet, right? That is self-control, self-regulation. And they have to be focused to observe the animal. And what is good about this design is that we ask them to go out and find and look for twigs, look for branches, look for leaves to form the Komodo dragon. So they have to work as a team and they go and look for leaves and all. I do not know whether you understand, the significance of this, but in Singapore, children do not touch things, especially these things. The parents will tell them, don't touch, right? Everything is don't touch, dirty. So getting them out to get leaves is a big thing for them. And they have to then understand what is risk. If they climb over something, they have to understand whether it's risky. If they pick a leaf with a lot of ants, do they pick it or not? So they learn how to take risks, and they know what is risk and what is not. And this again is something very important, because our children these days don't take risks anymore because the parents will stop that, right? So the innate desire for tactile experiences, if you observe a child in a zoo, they are very likely to pick things up as they go along. They love it, to touch and to feel and all that. And most of the time parents say don't do it. So this is the time that they could do it, and they are really very happy, and they can explore, right? And then when they come back, they have to form as a group. There are 6 of them. They have to form a Komodo dragon. And guess what happened? They created 5 heads because everybody wants to create a head of the Komodo dragon. So they had some argument, and the teacher has to step in and ask them to look at the Komodo dragon again. They have to discuss, and they have to decide that there should be only 1 head. So they had a discussion, and this group of children that we prototype this program, they are very intelligent, they are very high functioning, but in terms of social emotional skills, they are very lacking. So, they had to get the teacher's help in order to complete this. So after they had completed it, they were all very happy. We use the same thing for a group of children that we call pre-risk children, about to be at risk. They don't go to school sometimes, high truancy, they cannot focus, they have ADHD. So you notice there are no photos of their face because we are not allowed to take their face. So just the hands and all. They are older children. So they go behind the scenes at Raptopia to look at all the different reptiles. They touch it, they feel it and all. And then after that, they have to create a habitat for the bearded dragon, which they met earlier on. And again, they have to work together, they have to discuss. And because we allow them to use loose parts to create, they could discuss, they could form their own habitat. Looking at what the habitat the keeper has done, and how can they redesign one that is suitable. And the keepers came in, and of course the keeper evaluates the entire design that they have. And basically, again, we look at how we can use this to enhance their social emotional skills. So this framework is a good framework. The strengths are, it's a very structured program. It gives very clear narrative. So the educators would be guided by this framework when they design the program. So you can design any program using this framework, right? With the 3 elements, the 7 essential skills, the NEL, as well as the tools. It gives you consistency, but within this framework, you can change a lot of things. And they also meet the stakeholders' needs. But the challenges is very challenging, because we have always been taught to just tell. We talk a lot, right? When we do a program, we talk a lot. We have to retrain our staff from teachers to become facilitators. Facilitators are not easy to be. And facilitations are very difficult because you can expect the unexpected. And how do you then steer the discussion? So training the staff is difficult. We fly in a lady from Boston to train. She used to be the Boston Children's Museum. She used to take care of the Beth Fredericks. So she trains us in the Mayan making, and then we train the teachers and we train our staff. Some of the staff are very resistant to change, because they say, I've been doing this for so many years and I've been doing a good job. Good job. What do you mean by I have to change? The duration, teachers always rush. There's very little time to do this, and you notice it's very small groups. So if you have a big group, you need a lot of trained staff to facilitate this program. Yeah. And then, of course, because of the time, we are very limited. We did the evaluation through survey, but we could not follow the kids through for development, in a sense. So the limitation is that they were very happy, they want to come back, they can talk, they can discuss. Some of the kids were very, very shy, they are able to at least articulate. So the teachers were saying that some of the kids don't even say anything in class, but we managed to get them to talk. So that's quite a good, and the teachers love it themselves. The next step is really the new zoo school when it opens. Probably this would be the framework for all the programs that we do. The zoo school will be a place where schools can come in, and they probably spend 1 to 2 weeks, maybe to a month, every day in this place to learn about wildlife, to learn about sustainability. So that's the aspiration. So that would give us more time to interact with the students and to have more robust evaluation and see how we can refine the program. All right? My time's up, I think. Thank you very much.